Liverpool go top of the Premier League. Aston Villa's home form continues, and it looks like Spurs are back. It's foot in mouth. Welcome back to Foot in Mouth after another week of Premier League football. That was 2 games in 3 days?
Yeah, it's tough. I know. Firstly, hello.
Hello.
I know that the odd managers and stuff complaining about the fixtures but this is a lot of fucking games, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Especially with you throw in Champions League and shit for other teams,
Which is happening tonight.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. We'll get into the games, but you can really you're starting to see in teams now they look fucked.
They look leggy.
Yeah, they look
and
messed
there's
up.
injuries, bro. And now again, there's the racking up of yellow cards and cautions. There's a few players that are getting suspensions because it's about that time when the PGMOL come and collect. Look, Aston Villa, speaking of players, PGMOL collecting, Aston Villa got a few players suspended in the Arsenal game, but they're not going to lose too much sleep over it because they got the win. And that makes it 15 straight wins at home for Aston Villa, which is a new club record. Unai Emery continuing to do the business there, bro. I can't understand. Look, the game itself, I honestly think we should have won. Genuinely, I think we created enough chances to get the win.
Yeah, but again, though, you gotta... that's a big achievement for Aston Villa,
Huge,
bro.
dude. You take out the champions and the most likely contenders
in the same week.
Space of 3 days, bro.
And it was a tough game. Villa did get a nice early goal and were able to sit back after that. But the fact that they were able to soak it up and the iffy ref calls... What do you think about the ref calls? Well, the handball...
I think that the handball for me that's like the worst one for me. Just because I think in the end, when you looked at the camera angles, firstly, there's nothing Havertz can do about where that hand is, in that there was such a tight space. But I think the rule is, even if that is the instant, even if that is the case, if it touches the hand, it's ruled out. It's a no-goal. But my thing is, it also touched Matthew Cash's hand.
Yeah, it did touch the
so
other dude.
Just as much as you're going to say, it's a no-goal, why isn't it just as likely to be a penalty? And on top of that, the ref called for that freaking, that when he pointed to the spot, that was literally, that was an absolute Hail Mary. He did not see a handball. When he just pointed and cleared it, he saw nothing.
Okay, that's a bold statement, Logs.
He saw. I'm sorry. If anything, I would have rather the goal just stood and then VAR intervened. If VAR intervened afterwards and they ruled the goal out, I would have been like, damn. I would have been annoyed.
So you mad because you think he just blindly called this shit?
I think, and look again, even if he didn't, I'm pretty sure VAR would have called it back. But I didn't like the fact that he cannot justify that he saw anything. You can't justify it. From where he was on the pitch, with all the bodies around that ball, he saw nothing.
It does touch his hand.
I'm saying, I understand that it touches his hand. My annoyance comes from, A, how did the ref even see that? And B, what the hell? It's my annoyance is with the handball rule itself.
Yes.
He cannot move his hand from there.
Personally, I wouldn't make that. To me, that's not a handball.
Yeah.
To me, he is in the running. He's
him.
in the running motion. It bounces, it ricochets off someone else, and then hits his hand.
Bro.
I don't think there's anything he could have done about that.
No.
But even in the Champions League, their rule is slightly different as well. I think in the Champions League, it's a handball. I don't know why all of a sudden that kind of ruling where just the technicality of it touching the hand is enough. I don't know why that's moved now to the Premier League, because as far as I know, it's usually separate. Usually in the
subjective.
Yeah, it's exactly. So I wouldn't, just because by Premier League standards, I wouldn't give that. But if we're talking in general, technically, yes, it does touch his hand.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying I wouldn't have been against VAR pulling it back and saying, hey, no, that goal's actually ruled out. I just think it's a bit sus how the ref handled that situation. The Douglas Luiz penalty thing, I only think that should have been a penalty just because of what happened at Crystal Palace on the same day. When a penalty was given for that exact same thing. But I wouldn't, again, if that hadn't happened in the Palace game, I'm not complaining about it.
That's my thing too.
I'm not complaining. Because the thing is, I think Douglas Luiz was going for the ball. There was nothing malicious in it. There was another elbow off the ball.
There was
off
on
that line of play.
Nketiah.
Yep.
By Diego Carlos.
Which is again, it looks like this is the second time it's happened to us, and ironically, it happens to us in our second defeat of the season. It happened to us against Newcastle.
So you're
with
saying it's
Bruno
the
Guimaraes.
elbow that's killing the game?
No, I'm just
There's
saying,
a lot of power
I
in that
can't
elbow.
understand like how it's almost like because again in that Newcastle game, the ref was also very sus in that game. There were a lot of people who weren't happy with the officiating.
Yeah.
And part of it was that Bruno Guimaraes elbow on Jorginho that went completely overlooked. VAR didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And obviously we lost that game 1-0. Now fast forward to this game, we lose 1-0, and it's another game that is littered with these bizarre official decisions. And again, how do you not see that elbow? That elbow was even worse than the Bruno Guimaraes one, bro.
Yeah, no, it was bad. There's no arguing with that.
But I saw another. I'm pretty sure in was it a United game? Maybe there was another game I saw where VAR stopped the run of play because they were reviewing an elbow that happened off the ball. So clearly you've got the capacity to do this.
No, look, an illegal elbow is an illegal elbow. Usually that's a pretty blatant thing. It's kind of hard to hide fucking elbowing some dude in the jaw.
How do you defend that action? Like,
yeah. So I do think the ref, that should have been called for at least a fucking yellow card.
At least, bro. So again, I told you before the game was played, I could absolutely see Aston Villa winning. I just hope to see a better performance than what Man City did against them, and I think we got that.
Yes, no, Aston Villa dominated City. The stats wise, it was all Aston Villa.
Whereas this, I think it was a bit of was definitely a reverse because I know Arsenal had like an XG of 1.6 versus Villa's like 0.8 or something. So we were in control, and that's why I say we should have won. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be arrogant. It's just if you look at the numbers, we created enough chances to put that game away. Emi Martinez was on.
He was on fire, and the weird thing is, up until this point, Villa haven't had like the best defense, and Martinez hasn't had like the best games.
They've been super cold.
But no, Martinez for sure turned up in this game.
Fire.
Aston Villa's defense in general was pretty fucking solid this game.
Yeah,
I know they
absolutely held our winger, but I think it was he was up against Martinelli, and Martinelli just I don't know if he was in his head or what because he could beat Konsa on the ball, but he just wasn't taking him on or going. He wasn't doing nearly enough with it. And same with Odegaard. I think Odegaard had a very average game.
He could have scored a goal.
He should have scored a goal.
Yeah,
bro. He had
scored
two golden opportunities. He needs to put away one of them.
Yeah,
just one.
No, look, it's tough. Arsenal kind of did do it to themselves a little bit.
For sure.
The Aston Villa home record speaks for itself.
Yeah, dude, 15 straight wins. I can't believe it's unreal.
Yeah, zeker.
And look, we're going to Brighton next, but what's funny is if you had asked me at the beginning of the season in this back-to-back run of fixtures with Villa away versus followed by Brighton away, I'd have been more worried about the Brighton game.
Yeah.
This Villa at Villa Park are a different breed, bro.
No, it's easy. It's easy to say now that Villa are the actual dark horses of this season.
I called it, bro.
You did kind of call it. You know who else called it though? Fergie.
Did he really?
Yeah, I can't remember which game it was, but there was a game a while, like close to the start of the season, where I think Aston Villa lost, but Fergie was there for some reason in the post game. I think it may have been Aston Villa versus United, but
probably.
But Fergie was there in the post game, and then they asked him like who is like so far in the season who's like stands out to you, and he literally immediately was like Aston Villa. That's what he basically. But he basically just like gave full praise to Aston Villa and the team, and it's kind of coming into fruition now.
Yeah, bro. Again, like numbers don't lie, and that home record alone, bro. Is
it's tough to argue.
Like, it's probably gonna continue. Like I said, they do have some players who are going to be missing the next game, which I don't even know if it's going to hurt them. I don't know what their depth is like
I don't think they have great depth. I think they're kind of like Newcastle.
And my thing is also, it's all good and well that you beat Man City and Arsenal back-to-back in the space of 3 days, but surely your players are cooked now, bro, because they have to work their asses off in both of those games to secure those results. So maybe they're a little bit leggy. Maybe these suspensions end up helping them just a little bit in terms of resting. It's a forced rest, you know what I mean? But they are in the Conference League, so they've got a game on Thursday.
They do have Euro games. I think so.
I think it's Thursday. But yeah, I'm not sure how they're actually doing in that competition. Maybe they're like well and truly safe already. But yeah, look, it's Arsenal's second defeat of the season. There are much worse teams that you could lose to at much like.
No, yeah, I think genuinely,
It just wasn't our day.
Yeah, it just
really
wasn't.
just wasn't our day, bro.
And also, like,
Havertz was really good, though, I must say. Havertz
his form is
been
pretty
consistent.
decent.
He was our player of the month also.
I may have asked you this earlier in another episode, but I'm asking you again. Do you think they're playing better this season than last season, Arsenal? Are you more confident of winning the season this season or last season?
I am
at the same point last season.
I know points wise we're not as good as last season,
Mm-hmm.
but I am more confident in winning the league this season, purely for just because of experience. Last season, again, I've always said last season we were extremely emotionally driven, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see that much this season. And maybe that's playing into why we don't look as good, because we always looked full of energy last season.
Yeah,
because it was just this constant rush.
Arsenal's been scraping a lot of one goal wins.
Yeah.
But I that's tough because they definitely not able to like kill games. We're not seeing Arsenal go fucking 3-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not seeing,
it's happened on occasion,
but it's not most of the time. It's not like
Yeah.
even with Luton, even with Wolves.
I'm not against it though. I mean, there is the famous chant 1-0 to the Arsenal, so it is something.
No, it is. I think Liverpool's doing exactly the same thing this season. We've seen them barely scrape up a result against Luton. We even now this week, Palace, they beat them 2-1 barely.
Yeah.
I think there is something. Obviously, being able to win is all that matters. Winning a game by one goal is a good thing.
Yeah, 3 points is 3 points.
3 points is 3 points. But I think that may be why I think they are also playing worse this season. I also do think they have more chance of winning the league though. That's because I think City's a little bit worse. I think Liverpool's also very iffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they are playing worse this season than they were last season.
I think it's fair to say that, and like I said, I think if you take it at face value, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
We aren't playing as well as we played last season. But to that, I'll say if you look at our record against the big six, you know what I mean, this season compared to already we have done better. We've beaten Manchester City twice already. In the Community Shield.
Fair enough.
We beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously the Spurs game should have been a win. You know, the Chelsea game, we fought back to come back and win that.
Mm-hmm.
But both of those we didn't lose. So when you consider how we've shown up when it matters, you look at those last minute winners now that we're scoring. We don't have a history of doing that. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
So I think we that's why I said I put it down to experience as to why I'm more confident this season, because the players don't look like they lose their heads now when we are trailing. Whereas before, when we were trailing, people did frantic things just to try and make something happen.
Do you think the signings have made a difference?
I think the signings have, and I also think that's why we have slowly started this season, because I think people are taking for granted that there is still integration going on in this team. Yeah, we can say that Havertz has been there since the beginning of the season. Oh, Declan Rice as well. But at the end of the day, the team has had a lot of rotation. You know, Havertz hasn't always started. Declan Rice, there was a spout when he was out for a little bit before he became a full regular in the team. Like, there's constant. I don't think Arteta's played the same full strength 11 this season, and
goalkeeper included. So I think there's a lot going on in the team, and I think we will come right. Speaking of goalkeeper, I think that's the biggest issue Arsenal's got right now.
Oh yeah,
figure out what the fuck is happening. Even if you have to buy a new goalkeeper, figure out what is happening between those two, because neither one of them is doing anything.
They such average shot stoppers.
They're very average.
And distribution-wise, I'll give it. David Raya's distribution is phenomenal on more often than not. Ramsdale's distribution is also really good. And what's disappointing is that Ramsdale, his shot stopping was fucking incredible more often than not last season. All those, maybe they were all calling him, what do they call? I can't remember the nickname they gave him, but they basically said he just makes saves for the camera, for those big photo shoot saves. Okay. But he won save of the month, like, I don't know how many times. Like, he literally has it in his locker. And this season, I'm putting it down to confidence as to why it's not been there.
But I could have told you this at the start.
You did. You definitely did. And like I said at the beginning, that this decision was either going to make or break Arteta. It was his call. It's something we hadn't seen before. It was something that people warned against. But it was obviously, he's the man in charge. And he's going to live or die by the decision. And I don't think it's working. I think it's very clear for everybody to see it's not working. Look, tonight, I think, against PSV in the Champions League, I think Ramsdale should start. Give Raya a night off. Give Ramsdale some time in the sticks, because maybe it's time to give him another audition. I feel like we're doing this every week now, where it's like, okay, who do we? And also, dude, it's the last group stage game. Give Ramsdale a game, Because he's not going to come in the knockout rounds. All of a sudden, you're going to bring your backup goalkeeper in to start in goal in your Champions League when it gets serious.
Ramsdale is not going to start any Champions League game.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Considering tonight has absolutely nothing on it, you gave El Neni a contract because he's a nice guy while he was injured. Just give Ramsdale even 45 minutes between the sticks. We would not be in the Champions League if it wasn't for him in goal last season. That's a fact.
You also wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Zaka.
Yeah, but he left on his
gone
own
now.
accord. He chose to go.
But I'm just saying, just because a guy helped you get it, that they get there, doesn't mean he's still part of the coach's plans.
That is, I understand. But my thing is, he is still planning on using Ramsdale to some degree, whether it be in the FA Cup, whether it be in
the tiniest degree.
Because again, if David Raya, if Raya gets injured now, the last thing you want is for your backup keeper to be pissed off with you, bro. You have to keep.
That's too late, though.
You've got to keep. No, I don't think it's too late. I think you've got to keep a healthy relationship. I think Ramsdale is a professional, and I think even he knows his performances haven't been good enough when he's played to warrant starting week in, week out. All I'm saying is you've got a game where there's nothing on it at all. There's going to be rotation. The last game out at Villa, David Raya, he had a decent game. We did lose it. Just give him the night off. You've played him in games that he didn't even need to play, considering we've got a rotational goalkeeper because he's played in cup games more often than not ahead of Ramsdale. So there's nothing in this game at all. Win, lose, draw, we win this group. Just give Ramsdale one game, bro. Otherwise, I think he is going to start facing so much backlash from media because they're going to keep picking at this instant. They're going to, until January's transfer window arrives and Ramsdale can get a move, it's going to just be such a headache because everyone's going to go, wow, there was nothing on this game, and even still Arteta doesn't let Ramsdale play in the Champions League.
Yeah, but there's been nothing in other games and he didn't play too. I don't think he's going to play.
That's what I'm saying. I think tonight of all nights, give Ramsdale that game, bro. I think all the fans have already called for it by saying that Ramsdale, he deserves at least one Champions League appearance for Arsenal.
What's your prediction for the score?
For the PSV game, PSV away? Depends on how much rotation we have, bro. I heard talk of a Jorginho El Neni in midfield, bro. Jorginho El Neni Havertz midfield. That sounds terrible.
Sounds like hell.
But again, look, I'm very happy for El Neni to get a Champions League appearance. But like I say, if he gets an appearance, so should Ramsdale. If Ramsdale starts, it's clean sheet, bro.
That's a nightmare blunt rotation.
I think Ramsdale, he keeps a clean sheet if he starts in goal, bro. I think he rises to the occasion. I'm honestly gonna say, we win, bro. We win. I back my boys. PSV are good. They're top of the Eredivisie. We are the only team that have beaten them this season at all when they came to the Emirates. So I think we can win. But I'll take a draw. I'll take anything, bro. I'll take anything. What's United going to do, brother?
Let's get into Man United because it wasn't a good week. We lost. Was it 3-0 to Bournemouth? Could have been 4-0, could have been 5-0. If you watch the game, we didn't play well at all, and it's sad because if you watch the game before that, we played Chelsea and we looked amazing. The link-up play, the creativity. That was the best you
guys looked all season.
It was the best we looked all season. You could again though argue maybe Chelsea are just so shit that they made United look that good, eh? Maybe.
But Chelsea have looked really good on occasion this season.
Yeah, we'll get into Chelsea's game though. They did lose to Everton, so I don't think Chelsea's looking that good.
Away, it was as good as in Park.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's Everton.
That's Everton, yeah. But yeah, Bruno got himself suspended for talking back to the ref. That's not good, Bruno.
This is a one game, no?
Yeah, it's just one game, but the one game is Liverpool at Anfield. So that's kind of like the most important game.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in the next episode, but that's going to be a slaughterhouse, isn't it?
At Anfield. I know you just said that Liverpool have been scraping by with 1-0s.
But United.
And
if there's any
it's
team,
at Anfield.
the team that is scraping by the most is United.
And again, we've seen what Liverpool can do to United at Anfield.
And I think United's playing worse this season than they were last season. I think Liverpool's playing better this season than they were last season. That is
true. Liverpool don't have to worry about... okay, they are in Europe now. No, they're not. They're out of Europe. So they're going to be rested. Man United may be going into this off the back of whatever happens in the Champions League. But yeah, there's a lot that points in Liverpool's favour here.
I know.
No Bruno at home and rested for a week.
Not just that, there's a lot that points to this being a 7-0, a 6-0.
And also, yeah, because Liverpool literally just went top of the log with the last win. So their confidence is sky high, bruh.
Yeah, no, look, we'll get into that in the next episode. Back to Bournemouth. It was the worst. There was no consistency, there was no effort.
Yeah.
Players weren't passing right. We looked shit as a whole. Bournemouth do work hard. So I'll give them that. Obviously,
Have you seen the run of form that Bournemouth have been in, bro? I actually saw a tweet the other day with people saying it is not being spoken about enough. They are on a incredible run of form.
Is it?
And everyone is just taking them for granted. I guess, look, by their standard.
No, but on paper, you look at the team. Even I thought United would go into this and win it like 3-0. You know what I mean? I think on paper, you see a team play Bournemouth, and it's so tough to think Bournemouth are going to win.
They just flip the script, bro.
Look, it was bad. Maguire and Shaw as centre backs was not the best. Solanke had tons of space for his goal. We gotta just start putting Luke Shaw as a left back.
No?
I like him. I think he's very good as a centre back.
But it's not working anymore.
The reason it's not working is Reguilon. Reguilon isn't good enough, I don't think, to hold the left side himself. He's neither good at the attacking nor the defending.
Yeah.
So it's tough when you go from like Luke Shaw, who's so good. You know what I mean? Like he's been a star for us, especially last season. It's tough to go from him to Reguilon. I would much rather just put Varane in. Holy shit, let's just play Varane. Why do we play Luke Shaw as a centre-back?
What on earth did Varane say to Ten?
I would lie, yeah. If we could get a fly on the wall in that meeting.
We need to get one of those all or nothing doggies on Man United.
On United, dude, that would be the most like highest rated season of
It absolutely. And it's like, I wonder if the Woodwards, not the Woodwards, the Glazers have heard about this opportunity.
It's a lot of money, Glazies. Glazies.
Don't Glazies, bro.
But no, look, we got smashed 3-0. It could have been 4-0. There was one of the Eagles was disallowed. It was a very small disillusion.
I didn't watch the full game. I left at halftime when it was 1-0 Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And when I saw the full-time score, bro,
You couldn't believe it, eh?
not at all.
No, look, United, Old Trafford isn't the same fortress it was. This is the first win.
Theatre of nightmares, dog.
Golly. This is the first win Bournemouth have ever had at Old Trafford. Before this, they've had 1 draw and 9 losses. So this is an achievement for them.
Look, I just want to say, going back to Bournemouth's form, right? Before this win against you guys, they had beaten Crystal Palace 2-0 away. They drew with Villa 2-2.
At Bournemouth's home, though.
Villa
away aren't the best.
Before that, they beat Sheffield United away. They beat Newcastle at home 2-0. So that run of form is pretty damn decent.
No, it is.
Especially when you consider they took a point from Villa, which is something that City and Arsenal couldn't do.
No, it is. It's very impressive. But again, that's Villa away, and the Newcastle game. Newcastle have looked very
They're clearly doing really well.
I'm not arguing with them. They are doing very well. I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying you expect United to win this game.
At Old Trafford. You absolutely don't expect them to lose 3-0.
No, not at all. That's embarrassing. Especially coming off of the fucking 2-0 Chelsea win. We look so good against Chelsea.
Can I ask, how much of this 3-0 are you putting down? Like, where did it go wrong for you? Where did it go wrong?
We just don't work hard enough. As soon as we play a team that works like even semi-hard, we're not winning any 50-50s. We're not semi-hard. I'm semi-hard right now. We're not winning any 50-50s. We're not winning any fucking air balls. Nobody can control shit. As much as I like Garnacho, the amount of balls he loses, it's kind of hectic.
Hoyland started, no?
No, it didn't start.
But he came on.
It was the exact same team that played Chelsea just without Hoyland.
Wow.
Martial played, and he was garbage.
So they're just like a ghost of the same team that beat Chelsea.
Yeah, it is very weird, dude. I don't necessarily know what exactly, but like nobody had a good game. Like literally, the player that probably played the best, Anthony. And he did play well though. Anthony's been having very good games. Yeah. But honestly, I could go over each player and tell you how shit he was. I can tell you what he did. I can tell. Let's go into McTominay. He was non-existent. Literally was non-existent.
He's only there to score goals.
He can't pass. He physically he can't make basic ass passes. The dude is standing there hiding behind players.
Yeah.
He gets the ball. And he looks so lethargic. I know, like, I can't get into a player's head, but from the start, I could tell when he took his first shot, he just looked so lame, dude. He was just lethargic. Yeah. Dude. And that kind of continued the whole game, and he never got taken off. In the same breath, I'm gonna say I did add McTominay to my fantasy league.
Well, again, it was Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Considering the run of form he's been in, you would expect him to get a goal against Bournemouth.
Exactly. That's the thing. Why did I put him in
Didn't
my
he get a
fantasy
brace
team?
against Chelsea?
He did. Why would I put him in my fantasy team? The same fucking reason that Ten Hag is putting him in is his team. Because he
Form.
scored in goals.
He's in your team based on form.
How else? You can't argue with, even if he is playing dog shit. We saw it with Rashford last season. If a guy scored in goals, it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
Especially in a team that is so goal lacking that will take anything at this point.
Yeah. It's so easy to be a hero in this team right now.
It really is. Get two goals and people will be like, oh,
But
he's
look,
the best.
you guys obviously you have been the informed team, which is the frustration here because you've seen what this team is capable of. Like you bring up the Chelsea game.
I expected them to win. I think a
Yeah.
lot of other people expected them to win as well, especially at Old Trafford. It was like,
Yeah.
There's no chance.
It seemed like such a favorable game on paper.
But it was another case of players just not working hard enough. And I like these reports that come out of players feeling like they're overworked, whatever. There's a reason these guys get overworked in training. It's because on the pitch,
They're doing nothing.
they do nothing. They literally don't go in for anything.
Yeah.
On the attacking front, Garnacho's been good, very good recently, but I expect Rashford to come in again now at some point.
With his new hair color.
Yeah, it's terrible. Holy shit, it's garbage.
What is happening this season with players and their hair colors?
Hoyland, dude, we need to buy a striker. We need something. Like, I know there's talks now that Anthony Martial, you told me they're not going to extend his contract.
Yeah,
good. We need to get rid of that guy.
Losing
ASAP.
him for free is not ideal, but
I'll take it. I'll pay money for you to take him. Who do I have to talk to? He's got to go.
Amazing the flop that he's turned out to be.
There's a lot of players who just like they have to go, dude. McTominay is good. He has to go. He literally has to go.
Maguire?
I'm sorry. Maguire's tough. I do like Maguire. Get back to me on that. But there's a lot of players that genuinely just have to go. Lindelof has to go.
out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, he has to go. Regulon sent him back.
We'll do a keep or sell episode.
Yeah, we should.
We should do a keep or sell. Yo, bro.
But yeah, look, it's gonna be tough. Our next game is at Anfield. We'll get into that in the next episode. Yeah, United's not looking too good right
Gotta
now.
ask the big one. Erik ten Hag. Keep or sell.
Look, we've given too much player power to this team over recent years. I'm sorry, but at this point, there's no other choice. And as much as I've hated the decisions this guy's made, he kicked out Ronaldo. I hated that. He kicked out De Gea. I hated that. Varane is about to get kicked out. I hate that shit. He's made terrible decisions in my opinion, but there's no other choice. We can't keep doing this 3-year cycle of new manager. We do semi-well, we do well, and then nope, new manager, we do well, shit. We can't keep doing that.
Okay,
We don't have the money for that.
Let me ask you this. Ancelotti becomes available.
Yeah, Ten Hag out, Ancelotti in. Sorry.
Let's do the cycle.
We'll do the cycle again. Look, there are a few managers. If Pep one day is like, hey, if Klopp one day is like, hey, then I would be like, alright. If Ancelotti's like,
so
hey,
you think
if
Ten Hag-
Zidane is like, hey, let's take Zidane.
Ten Hag is more kept in the job right now. You think a lot of that based on the availability in the market right now for a manager?
No, I mean,
Do you think the Glazers don't want to redo this cycle, or they just resigned to not redoing it until the right option is available?
I think as a manager, going to United is suicide.
Career suicide.
It's a fucking bullet.
It
to
was
the
like
head.
when Potter went to Chelsea.
It is kind of like that.
Cool
but
move,
but
but-
even then, I think there was more hope because Chelsea haven't been in like a 10-year
It was
slump.
up until Bowley decided to drown Potter in new signings. Bro.
Yeah. But because there were even talks of Ten Hag saying like before he got the job, his homies were telling him not to do it and shit. Like it's pointless. I think United is literally the fucking ugly duckling, dude. I think Zidane, he's not taking that job. He's not going to stay as far away.
To be fair, I heard he said he didn't want to coach in the Premier League period, so I don't think it's a United
Yeah, sure.
thing.
Watch him go coach City next season.
Oh, when Pep leaves.
When Pep leaves, all I'm saying is no coach wants United. That is like a terrible job, dude. You've got everything against you. Genuinely, the staff is against you.
It's the same kitchen staff though.
Yeah, it's the same kitchen staff. We had that from Ronaldo.
You know, so they're only gonna be against you because you're not Sir Alex, who they remember very fondly.
So we can't say Ten Hag out as
Well, you can't say.
even
Ten
if
Hag
we
out.
get smashed like 7-0 against Liverpool, we can't say it. We can't.
Look, I'm Ten Hag in for a number of reasons. I genuinely do think that he does need more time, which is, it sounds weird to say considering the fast pace of football these days, but I think he does need more time. And he just needs to not do any more press conferences.
Yeah, but look,
That's it. Just get a representative, bro.
just don't listen to anything he says. Everything he says is a contradiction.
It's terrible. I can't stand this guy's press conferences, bro. Did you see Arteta's press conference, by the way? They had asked him about the decisions in the game, and all he said was clear and obvious. Clear and obvious. That's all he says. Clear and
I
obvious.
guess that's all you can say. At this
Clear and
point.
obvious. And but I
They're
saw
gonna
actually
send him to the naughty corner.
I
again.
saw one of the journalists on YouTube I was watching was he saying that it is a bit of a concern now because of the treatment that Arteta's gotten for speaking his mind, that like journalists could just start getting like some pretty black interviews from managers because no one's gonna want to talk.
Say as little as
They're
possible.
not gonna want to talk, bro. So it's Eric Ten Hag, I think he's got the opposite. He talks too much, bro.
But just don't listen to what he says. Speaking of, let's get into this Champions League game that's tonight.
Yep.
It's against Bayern Munich.
At Old Trafford. At the Allianz.
It's at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford.
I can't believe we still have a chance to be in this tournament. To me, that makes absolutely no sense. We've lost or drawn we haven't won a single Champions League game. How
is crazy.
How are we still in the running to
Surely
actually
this
progress?
is gonna be that's a record, an unwanted record
I'm
for
sure
United.
it is. I think Ten Hag has a lot of unwanted records. But like, how is it possible that we could even progress?
Because this season is crazy.
The way we would have to progress though is we would have to beat Bayern Munich, and then Copenhagen and Galatasaray would have to draw.
And both Copenhagen and Galatasaray will be playing for a win.
Because whichever one of them wins will go through.
And whichever one of them wins will finish second, yeah?
Yeah, we'll finish second. So I actually think there's a good chance we beat Bayern.
Because of the rotation thing. There's also a nothing game for Bayern. Win, lose, draw, they win the
game
group.
for Bayern, but also like Bayern Munich, their last game now on the weekend, they lost to Frankfurt like 5-1.
Maybe they're like bounce back FC, bro.
And they played a full strength squad, maybe. But even then, would you want to bounce back against in a nothing Champions League game?
In a Champions League game at Old Trafford, though. Like I said, I think if they do go hard, that's just Thomas Tuchel being bitter. That's just him thinking back to when he was coaching at Chelsea and he's got a vendetta against United.
I can't blame him, to be honest, but I don't think Bayern are anywhere close to their peak powers yet, so I think there is a chance we can win. The only reason we're in the shitty position to begin with is because Onana's kind of done us in.
Like game after game. I mean, Højlund's been scoring goals.
Dude, insane goals. We should have won at least fucking like two
of them.
Yeah,
you should have beat Copenhagen and you should have beaten Galatasaray on one of the legs.
And also, our last game against Bayern at the Allianz, we did manage to score 3 past them. So they're not I don't think they're the best
defensive unit.
I don't think that they're the best generally, to be honest. I know Kane's there and he's doing well.
You don't think Bayern are pushing for favourites for the Champions League this season yet?
I think they should be, but I don't think they.
yet.
I don't think they're clicking yet. I don't know what it is, but I expect United to put in a lot of effort, especially coming off of this Bournemouth game. I think the expectations are fucking dude. You can't play that shit and then keep playing that shit. We have to now show some
consistency.
Show something. Literally show something.
Hey, bro, I'm just happy that there's no chance for Arsenal to draw Bayern in the first knockout round because we've both won our groups, thankfully. But yeah, what are you expecting from tonight? United obviously have to play like they've got every chance to win it.
We have to go for it. We literally have to go for it.
Like you've got every chance of qualifying.
Because even if we win and Copenhagen or Gala win, we still have to play for Europa at that point. You know what I mean? We either way, we have to go for it. We have to go for either Champions League or we have to go for Europa. We can't be out of Europa. I think Europa may be our best chance of being in the Champions League next season.
It is your most winnable now that you're out of the Carabao Cup. Also.
That's what I'm saying. And there's no chance. I don't see us finishing 4th, 5th, maybe in the league. So yeah, I expect us to go for it. I do expect Rashford to play. I do expect McTominay to play. As much as I say these are shit players, Ten Hag's gonna choose them.
And it's a team effort, bro.
Yeah, and I would love Varane to play. I don't think he's going to, but I would love if Varane played.
Play? Not even tonight.
I don't think so. Why would he? He's had no warm-up game. You just start against Bayern and that's it. You haven't played in like 6 weeks. Now it's Bayern.
Maybe he uses this as a way to justify. Oh, that's why I don't play.
Maybe he just makes an example.
He looks rusty, and then it's just like we conceded 6 with him.
Yeah, he's gotten him like the wrong size shirt and shit. It's just like it's just the worst.
2 different types of boots.
Yeah, it's like what is he supposed to do? But I will predict a United win. Believe it or not, I'm gonna say we beat Bayern.
Well, yeah, I think it's insane if United finish bottom of this group. That is going to be a shell shock, bro.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. When the shit started and you saw the group, you're like, United
Bayern
nailed in for second at
I
least.
thought Galatasaray may be a wild card, but I didn't think that they would be a favorite for
contender,
second.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
No,
Copenhagen, bro.
No, it's genuinely embarrassing that we are in the situation, that we still have a chance, and that we are depending on other teams drawing. But I will predict a win. I don't predict a draw though. I think there will be a winner between Gala and Copenhagen. Spurs beat Newcastle 4-1.
Yeah,
this
that
week.
was a reminder of Spurs quality.
Again, Newcastle have looked so tired. I could have told you this 3 games ago when they beat us 1-0. In the second half they looked completely dead. They then went on to lose to Everton, I think 3-0 at Everton's home.
Yep.
Which you could, again, I mean, you've got to be dead to lose 3-0 to Everton. There's no other choice. But yeah, they play so intensely. They've got absolutely no rotation. This was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah.
I think Trippier alone has let in like 4 goals in the past 2 games. It's a bit concerning. Genuinely, it is a bit concerning, especially their home form in general.
Yeah, I mean, not too long ago, I feel like they were the Aston Villa.
Yeah,
like,
they were the come up. They
everyone
were
was
the hot
talking about
shit.
them, like, wow, they go
Yeah.
Champions League, bro.
Genuinely.
But they beat PSG, then they got like, yeah, they have been in good form, but I guess it was always bound to catch up to them.
No, injuries.
Especially with the
especially,
injuries, yeah.
And the biggest one being Pope. Pope's been their saving grace. And he's not that good. There's a reason United let go of it.
Should have played Carriers.
Okay, I wouldn't go there for. But Pope, golly, yeah, Pope being out has really affected this
That's
team because he's made a few world-class saves this season alone. Dubravka is not that good. Also, there's talk now that Dubravka has a shoulder injury, so they might they might have to go to Carriers. They might have to have their third choice.
And then come for Ramsdale and Jane.
Go for De Gea.
Go for De Gea.
Newcastle. De Gea is right there. I know he hasn't
and then
played
Newcastle
football.
pulled Ronaldo back in.
Oh, yeah, part of the Saudi shit. I know De Gea hasn't played professionally in 6 months, but pull him in, bro. Let him come in.
He can't do any worse than Dubravka, bro.
He genuinely can't, yeah. But Spurs were completely locked in for the Son is a fucking...
2 assists and a goal,
He is an attacking monster. We all thought that they'd fall off without Harry Kane. We all thought Son would fall out
To
without
be
Harry
fair,
Kane.
they've fallen off for the last 4 or 5 games.
Yes, but
in a row.
that was more for injuries and shit.
I'm just saying. Son wasn't injured, was he?
Generally, they've been playing much better than people expected them to be playing.
Yeah, definitely. I can admit to that.
And I think this game was another. Son is genuine, like he's a monster. The way this dude he works so hard. He's so good. He's the perfect captain for the team right now.
Ben Davies.
Ben Davies.
I told Ethan I have to shout him out. I hate this guy.
That's all he's gonna say. Ben Davies.
I can't stand this
Anyway,
player.
back
But
to you.
Newcastle could have gone 1-0 up quite early.
Yeah.
Had it not been for a masterclass of an intervention from Ben Davies, bro. Like when he slid in and that could have been an own goal.
Could have been an own goal. Yeah.
It could have easily been an own goal, bro. But nah, like Isaac's facial expression as well in slow-mo, even he couldn't believe it, bro. But yeah, I got to shout him out. Nah, Spurs, they got some players coming back from suspensions now as well.
Yeah, Romero came back.
So yeah, they are. Look, Pedro Porro, shout outs to my man. I've been saying from the minute Spurs announced his signing, I've been saying that he's a good signing. He's a very good fullback.
Insane.
Udogie is still my favorite player in the Spurs team right now.
Destiny
I cannot lie.
Udogie.
I've loved this kid since when the North London derby actually. He got a goal obviously. So he is. Look, the Spurs, they have a lot of exciting players. I don't think the depth is with them quite just yet. But yeah, they are definitely performing above my expectations without Maddison.
A team performing above my expectations is Liverpool. They managed to beat Crystal Palace 2-1 at Palace's home.
Yep. And that's a hard place to go, Sellers Park, bro.
I guess it is. Look, Palace actually played very good this game. Watching the game, you can't be mad at them. You can't be mad at Hodgson. They played well. What fucked them up was that red card, though. Jordan Ayew gets a red card pretty early. But up until that point, genuinely, Palace looked like they were going to pull the win.
Yeah.
Because they did get a weird, iffy penalty. You could, like Logan said, that was
the kick through.
It was a similar penalty that should have happened in the Arsenal game. It was a very light penalty, but they got it. Mateta scored. Alisson, he came back now. So Keller played 1 game, got a clean sheet. Alisson is back now. God damn, what a goalkeeper.
What a goalkeeper.
If you watch this game, he made 2 world-class saves that 100% saved them in this game. They would have lost this game without Alisson. Salah gets his 200th goal.
Yeah,
Huge
that's
achievement.
insane. That is insane.
He's genuinely one of the best ever.
Yeah,
At
he's
the-
going
at
to
this
go down in
point,
history, bro.
Not just as a Liverpool legend, as a Premier League legend. I'm surprised he hasn't. Has he won a Ballon d'Or ever?
Nope.
How the fuck?
Because there's always the Ballon d'Or's always between two people, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, give it
Always
give
between two.
Salah
That's how
some-
people have. There were a few seasons where people have said Salah deserves a shout, bro.
He does deserve a shout. Yeah, 200 goals. That's nothing to snuff at.
Yeah.
Palace kind of got fucked. Johnston and Lerma both went off injured in this game. That's bad because
That's their
they're
season.
already fucking struggling with injuries.
bruh.
That's literally terrible. I'm getting emotional, yeah. Harvey Elliott, did you see his goal?
No.
He scored a long range.
I do like Harvey Elliott though.
He came on, scored a nice goal, and you saw like Klopp was hanging all over him. Talking. Klopp gets very fucking touchy-feely with these guys.
Yeah, and he
on the
never gets
sideline.
carded for leaving his technical area.
Damn, okay, Logan. Okay, Logan. But yeah, the IU raid was a bit light. I think he got 2 yellows. The first yellow was very stupid.
No, this is like a straight red according to Google.
Was it a straight? Well, then it was very stupid. I can't remember exactly, but I do remember looking at it and being like, "What the fuck?" That's it. But yeah, Liverpool have been doing well to scrape these close wins.
Oh yeah, 91st minute winner.
Literally, this isn't the first time
Not at
they
all.
barely beat Bournemouth. They
Barely beat
drew
Luton.
with they've been
Barely
push-
drew with Luton.
They've been pushing out these close results, but as long as they keep winning, like we said with Arsenal, as long as you keep winning,
Yeah,
they are top of the league now.
That's true. 3 points are 3 points.
A team that isn't top of the league
There are many.
is Chelsea.
Yeah.
They lost 2-0 to Everton.
Yeah,
Golly, dude.
Everton out here doing God's work.
Oh, literally, Sean Dyche, bro. Give this man an Academy Award. I don't know what the fuck he's managed to do with this team.
Someone named Lewis Dobbins scored, bro. Like, I've never heard of this man before.
Chelsea let Dobbin score. But yeah, Chelsea, holy shit. This
Yeah.
is the most expensive mid-table team, huh?
Yeah, but
I think even Poch himself, didn't you say he himself said in the press conference that, yeah, we are mid-table team?
yeah, because last season they were in the 10th place derby, and this season it looks like they are insistent on sticking around in that area, bro.
I don't even know what to say about this team.
No, it's shocking. I mean, look, the possession stats here, 73% possession for Chelsea, and they lost 2-0. Chelsea with 16 shots versus Everton's 9.
Golly.
Everton had 5 on target. They scored 2 of them.
And again, I'm going to say this comes down to the strikers, dude. Nico Jackson and Bro. Who the fuck is Bro here?
And this is look, Broja is really good. But
Is he?
but the thing is, he's a prospect who looked decent and then went on loan to Southampton. Looked pretty good at Southampton, and he was playing week in week out. And then after that, he's just not going to hit that same form. There's too much competition at Chelsea,
I've
bro.
seen him play a handful of games now, and every one of them he's been.
He's
garbage.
like Nketiah. I think he's someone that'll shine in a lesser team. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is something that I always think is very harsh towards managers, and why I think I'm very iffy on blaming managers inherently for results, because he can't make Nico finish those chances.
No, that's the thing. You see that many shots taken. You see that little shots on
how
goal.
are you gonna put that on the manager,
That's not
bro? The
Poch's
players
fault.
clearly
Yeah.
did enough to get the win. They just didn't take their chances.
I agree with you. You can't put this blame on Poch. We know he's a good manager. This team is just so weirdly inconsistent and like loose. They got no mentality, bro. Chelsea
loose mentally.
loose mentally. They look loose mentally. Chelsea looked very fucking like they completely lost their head after the
They
first goal.
look like they are so up and down and up
Yeah.
and down and up and down. Like
Sanchez, also their goalkeeper, went off injured in this game. That's not great for them because he's already not that good. I don't know who the fuck their other choices are.
yep.
This is Everton have now won 3 in a row though. They've come off a 3-0 home win against Newcastle. This is the first time they've had 3 wins in a row since 2021.
All they needed was a 10-point deduction.
You think this
That's
motivated them enough?
Now they're playing like they got nothing to lose.
Genuinely, and they've made it out the bottom 3. They've already
Literally.
made
They
it up.
swept out of
Yeah.
it, bro.
Another team that looks to be sweeping in a different way is Fulham. They've won 5 in a row
10
twice.
goals, 2 games.
Dude, what the fuck? They were a team that couldn't score for shit.
Smashed West Ham.
Yeah, completely smashed them.
Absolutely smashed them. bro.
Jimenez gets goal. He's scoring
Fabianski
now. Willian
was in
is
goal,
scoring.
eh?
Yeah, I think Ariola's injured. 'Cause
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the second. I think the second time now that Fabianski's been goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And I like Fabianski a lot, but I
But
think it
yeah.
is tough when you haven't played any games up until now and you
True.
dropped in the deep end. You know
and
what I mean?
this Fulham team are just flying high. Raul
Genuinely.
Jimenez with another goal, bro.
Yeah.
Willian is looking insane. I mean, look, just to put it into perspective, Fulham had 8 shots on target. They scored
Dude.
5, bro. So, and I mean, West Ham had 5 shots on target of their own. They scored none. And I don't think that Okay, yeah, Leno is a really good goalkeeper. But
Good
West Ham have
goalkeeper.
enough firepower to have at least found one goal, bro.
No, exactly. Fulham aren't completely locked up at
Yeah.
the back. They've conceded a lot of fucking goals. But I mean, the way they are scoring right now, I didn't think it was possible.
I didn't think it was possible for William to look this good again. bro.
Jimenez either.
And Jimenez. Yes, dude. I mean, like, finally going Fulham aren't missing Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Finally. Other than that, we had a draw. Wolves, Nottingham Forest 1-1. Sheffield United beat Brentford 1-0.
Yeah, this shouldn't have happened, eh?
We definitely predicted Brentford wins, both of us.
Speaking of, we will get into predictions. We've tabulated them. In the next episode, we will have genuine designated predictions, scores and all.
We're starting from last week.
Yeah, we're not going back all the way to the start. But again, like I said, Brentford tend to not defend as hard against teams they think they can win.
Yeah.
Obviously, you play Sheffield United, you're going to think you can win.
Understandably,
It
bro.
is, it's completely understandable. I do wish they would park the bus against every single team, though, because I think that's how you could just guarantee some points at least.
Yeah. It's not attractive, but it gets results.
It gets results. Obviously, Mbama was suspended for this, so he didn't play. That's a big loss for Brentford. But they
Big
should
win for Sheffield, bro.
massive win for Sheffield. Yeah.
Massive win. And then there was more disappointment at Brighton, where they drew 1-1 with Burnley.
Speaking of, this shouldn't be happening. This is at Brighton's home. We've got the stats up here. They took what 20 something shots.
What is going on with De Zerbi, bro? Yeah, they took. I know I just earlier on said I can't blame the manager when players don't finish chances. Brighton had 29 shots at goal.
The amount he's rotating this team, the fact that he's rotating goalkeepers as well, never a good sign.
Oh my god.
We should be looking at this team. They're kind of flying under the radar because United and Chelsea are doing so weird, but Brighton are doing so
De
poorly.
Zerbi is not that hot property
No, he's not.
that everyone was so like lording over last season.
No, I don't
bro.
know if it's the fact that they've got European games now or what, but this Brighton team is just
Whatever,
not.
there's no excuse. Like, there's enough quality in that team. And I can't believe it, bro. 1-1 with Burnley. It could very well happen to Arsenal. Maybe I shouldn't laugh, but 29 shots at goal.
That's crazy, dude.
29 is...
What's
29
also
is 29.
crazy is Luton almost pulled it a point out of City.
Bro, Kenilworth Road looks like a fortress.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face. Luton did lead for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. The most glorious 20 moments of their club's existence.
Oh man,
bro.
dude, even in my eyes, the most glorious moments of my weekend. I would have been so sick if they managed to win or just pull a draw or something.
Yeah, but Bernardo Silva is Bernardo Silva and Jack Grealish. That's a goal for him. 2 goals, 2 games, eh?
Is it?
Yeah.
No, he's looking very good. Haaland didn't play. I don't know why. I don't know if he's injured or what, but he wasn't even on the bench.
I saw a post that his own dad took him out of his FPL team. So it must be an
It's
injury.
tough one, mate. It's tough.
It
Man.
must be an injury. But yeah, dude, they were so close. Yeah. I was on the edge of my seat when I was seeing the score updates. As soon as someone said it was 1-1, I looked at my phone, it was 2-1. But it is what it is. Listen, we're going to leave it there. Next time you see us, we'll be doing some predictions for the following Premier League games. Like Ethan said, we are tallying up the predictions, so we'll give you the current score line as well.
We will touch on fantasy in the next episode as well.
Fantasy League was a very bad week for me, is all I'll say. And a very good week for Jesse,
Shout
who
out
was how many points off the world?
like 20 points off the
20
world
points off the
record
world's
this week.
number
She
one
had
for
like
the week, bro.
70 something. I think the record was 90 something.
Respect, Jesse.
Yeah, Jess, shout out to you.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching the show, and we'll catch you in the next one.